Hi, it's Camille Elise, and I'm your host here at the Oasis Worship Center here in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Collective. And today we have, Uncle Freddie, as better known as Fred Jerkins, and we're going to allow him time to introduce himself.
You just did it. Hello, I'm Fred Jerkins, also known as Uncle Freddie, Dark Child Gospel.
All right, and tell us
Yes.
a little bit about yourself if they don't know exactly who you are.
Uh,
Everybody.
yes, songwriter, producer. I've worked with everybody from Michael Jackson to Kurt Franklin to Trinity 5-7, Brandy, Beyonce, Destiny's Child as a whole, Spice Girls,
Yes.
Tony Braxton.
What happened to the Spice Girls?
Yes. Actually, Victoria just reached out last week. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so what's going on? We need to get the Spice Girls back together again.
Yeah.
Yes, but I work with everybody. Just to name a few. Whitney Houston, of course. Yes, blessed.
So a blessed man. So today, you guys, he actually was giving insight. He had a master class today, and he was giving much a wealth of knowledge, actually, of things that go on behind the industry and things that upcoming artists and even established artists, need to work on as it pertains to, their image and things that they do in front of the public eye and even behind the public scene. So, would you like to share some of the things that you actually spoke about today?
Yes, I just a lot of what we spoke about was geared towards producers and artists, and first of all, staying steadfast and pursuing the dream. First of all, just understanding that a lot of people expect it to happen overnight for you, but it's something that sometimes can take many years. If you really have that gift and talent, you keep pushing forward and wait for God to open that door for you. And then also the responsibilities of us as producers to artists and making sure we handle our craft the right way. We want to make sure as a producer we do what our job title says and produce, and not just make tracks, but actually produce an artist to give them what they need to be successful. And then artists just have to make sure their game's at the right level. I mean, it's you have to look at it as a business, and you look at the next person as to what they're doing. You need to make sure you're on that level. The level of outstanding, being outstanding, and it's a beautiful business to be in. I told everybody today I've been in it for 20 years now, and it's been just beautiful. And it's like it's not work; it's having fun every day of your life. And I'm just looking forward to see what comes out of the room today, because it was blessed. I mean, I heard a lot of good stuff. I'm always looking to learn myself. Being involved, for so long, I still don't think I know it all. I still like to listen and see what I can grab and learn. And they definitely gave some real good stuff today for people to absorb. And I'm looking to see what happens. So I'm hoping the next conference next year we can hear some success stories out of what Trent has put together here this weekend.
That'd be great. Also, as a producer, you were talking about knowing the artist and producing music, that will best be suitable for that particular artist. So, what do you say? I was talking to Michelle Williams earlier, and a lot of the crowd, even though the audience is for anybody, but a lot of the crowd was targeted more towards church musicians or musicians that so happen to play within the church genre. So, like, what do you say to those producers who sometimes it seems as if instead of making music that is uniquely for that artist, how can they be creative, and so their sound is not the same with every artist?
Right. I guess with that is just staying, keep working at the end of the day. Like literally, we work every single day. We're sitting down in the studio writing and creating every day. Complete songs or just tracks or whatever it is. Sometimes, when you're dealing with a particular artist, you're creating specifically for them. But it's at the same time you want to be able to have your sound. If you can have a sound that identifies you, and bring that sound to the artist as well. But again, just keep working. So you're not just trying to keep yourself in a box. A lot of the labels will do stuff. We want something like this. Give us a Say My Name. You know what I'm saying? And they'll tell producers that. So then a producer will go in a room and they're trying to create something that sounds like that. And that kind of limits your creatability. Being like that. But I just say just keep working. Keep working every day. It's you got to stay in that studio as a writer, producer. Just keep at it. Without a question.
So it's like every
Yes, every day. Yeah, every day. It's an everyday, all day affair. Absolutely.
So, what would you tell the inspiring artists, because there's a lot of them out there, they do have 9 to 5s and different other responsibilities, but yet they want to pursue that passion, but it seems like they don't have the adequate time, to actually put in the work to get where they want to go. They want to in their heart, like they're passionate about it, but they do have school. Some of them are in college, and some of them not just only in college have 9 to 5s just to make it before they get to the stardom in which they see. So how would you encourage them?
Well, I mean, I think you have to understand that, first that this business requires a lot of time. That's just what it is. Like I said earlier, for me, I worked in, it wasn't 9 to 5, but it was, 40-hour job, and I worked even overtime on the daily. And I would utilize and I was married with children. So, I mean, I had to balance a life of working the job, balancing, being a husband and father, and going to the studio at nights and stay creative. And I did that, again, for years until I was able to go part-time, and still going part-time and then doing that, 3 days a week and coming back home for church, until it became a full-time thing for me. So, I mean, it requires time. It's not easy. I mean, success requires a lot. Yeah. But if you want it,
you'll go after it.
yeah, simple as that.
All right. Well, we're gonna close it out. We actually want to speak to your wife. She's gonna be our special guest. Actually, yes, our special guest, you guys. And talk to her a little bit about for our viewers out there, because a lot of people they like to date celebrities and people who are in the public eye, but they don't know the responsibility behind it. All right. There is a responsibility behind it, so we would love to talk to her. Yeah. About that responsibility and also that image. All right, so actually we were discussing, we were talking about producing and how, it's hard work and you have to pursue it. You have to put in the time. He was telling us actually how he would go to work, even work overtime, and still had a family and kids, and yet, pursued his dream until he could, pursue producing music full time. So actually I was asking him, could you join us actually to talk about, a lot of people, especially women, they want to be involved with people who are on the A status, because of the publicity, the attention, of course. So we wanted your opinion to tell, to inform and share, the role of, being married to someone who's out, always in the forefront, because your family's looked at, you're looked at, and you at the end of the day, when you come out the house, you're a representative of him. When he comes out the house, he's a representative of you, and also your children. So so what are some things, the responsibility behind it, that you would like to share?
Well, I just want to say, first and foremost, I thank you for the opportunity. I personally stay in my lane. As his wife, I don't tend to climb over top of him in what he does. He's the producer. I'm just there to push him to become better than what he is now. So I don't, I'm not the kind of wife that'll say, oh, you don't need to do this or do that. I know my role as a wife. I just support him in what he does, and that's basically my role as his wife, and just being a praying woman. And
So
I'm always
what's the bad sides? The bad sides.
Yeah.
Like
Give us the juicy stuff.
juice. That's she wants to know what's
the bad. Like what kind of bad things?
bad.
Like let's say, okay, so my father is a musician, right? So a lot of times he has to go out, like play at different conferences, do musical conferences, things like that. But every woman can't handle that, because that means that sometimes he may be away from the home, right?
Yeah.
But while he's away from the home still has to function.
Right.
And a lot of women think, they're gonna fuss.
Oh yeah.
You can go, you don't need that money. You can stay right here, but you do need the money. You need to live.
Yeah.
So, tell us.
You gotta have patience. I mean, there's times where, just recently we've been in a transition of moving, and I've been trying to be the patient wife and saying, I need you to get home. I mean, I know you're away and you have things that you have to do, but you do have to have your patience. but sometimes it gets a little frustrating.
I'm the last one in the building, because people want to talk. And she's ready to go home.
Yeah, I get that a lot too. Because he's got to be President Obama at times, and there's times where I'm sitting around, I'm like, okay, we should have drove separate cars today because this is a little bit overtime tonight, and I'm ready to go home. But again, that's where your patience have to kick in. So, but overall, I respect him and what he does, and I'll just kind of like scoot away while he talks. I mean, he might get it from me when we get in the car. Bruh, you was overtime today, and I'm upset, and I might not talk to him all the way home, but right. But I still respect, and after I get home, the grudge is gone. But at that moment, I'm upset, but I get over it quickly. So.
All right, fast. Come on now. Don't hold no grudge too long now. You wrote a new song.
Oh, you guys are cute. Well, we want to thank you so much for coming in today, and we want to thank you for being a part of the collective. Because, like I said, like you're excited, and I'm excited to see too what comes out of what you actually portrayed, the information that you conveyed today, to see who took it, who a career progressed in it, and maybe they may be coming back as a guest or speaker presenting something, right? And they may have that one hit that takes them up there, and they're respected now, and we're looking to them saying, can you fly in for this? So, we look forward to it, and we thank you for taking your time out with us on today. Was there anything you want to promote or say to our viewers before we go?
I need to keep it focused on my man Trent, and the collective is just an incredible event. Happy to be here. Can't wait for next year. And
so that means he's coming back.
Oh yes. That's my family. Yes, I got to keep it focused on. I don't need to promote anything but the collective. Absolutely.
All right, we want to thank you again for coming in, and guys, thank you for tuning in for the collective. It's Camille Elise, and I am out.